What's up, extraordinary people? I'm Daniel, and today we're going to talk about Oppenheimer. Before we get into the review, though, I need to get something out of the way quickly. Because of the ongoing SAG and WGA strikes, which I support, I want to make clear that this video is not a promotion of Oppenheimer. It's simply a review and my honest opinion of the movie. Now let's get into the review. Oppenheimer is the latest film from Christopher Nolan and tells the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer, a physicist who led the Manhattan Project during World War II, which created the first ever atomic bomb. I have been absolutely hyped up for this movie ever since it was announced. I love Christopher Nolan's films. I love how much of a cinematic purist he is. He always shoots on film, he doesn't use CGI, and he has consistently proven himself a master of his craft. And for this film, he was given a budget of $100 million, probably the most stacked cast in cinema history, and a 100-day theatrical window. Name one other director any studio is willing to give all of that to on a 3-hour historical drama. So I went into Oppenheimer with massively high expectations, and they were met. Oppenheimer is a masterpiece. There are shots in this movie that I literally don't know how Nolan got them without CGI. I can't wrap my head around how some of this film was shot. And speaking of that, the cinematography in this film by Hoyt van Hoytema is absolutely gorgeous. It's shot on 65mm IMAX film and it looks fantastic. Now story-wise, this is a very dense film with a lot going on. There are a ton of different characters. There's a lot of talk about physics and the different concepts involved in the science these characters are doing. There are a huge number of plot threads, and it could be very easy to get lost in all of it. And while this movie does demand a high attention span, you always follow what's happening because of how absorbing and gripping the movie is. And while that's a result of every aspect of the filmmaking being top-notch, one thing in particular is Cillian Murphy's performance as Oppenheimer. He deserves an Oscar for this role. The things he does in this movie with just a simple facial expression are astounding. This is a nuanced, subtle, and complex performance that brings a powerful emotional presence to this film. Another thing that does that is the score by Ludwig Göransson, an excellent composer who already has a very impressive resume. Now the cast of this film is ridiculous. There are multiple Oscar-winning actors here, many of whom show up for only 1 or 2 scenes. The standout here, though, is Robert Downey Jr. This is one of his best ever performances. Oppenheimer is the kind of movie that asks a lot of the audience. It's a 3-hour slow burn that really takes its time, but it's a riveting and extremely rewarding experience, and I have to say, I felt like a different person leaving the theater than when I sat down in my seat. This is a searing, haunting film that will really stick with you and leave a real impact. And I have a feeling it will leave an impact on modern cinema as well. Needless to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Oppenheimer a 10. Alright guys, let me know what you thought of Oppenheimer in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and remember that you're extraordinary. I love all of you so much. Bye.